Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. If you're coming over from the last video, welcome to Isabella Banks. If you are just coming on to this one and it's your first time coming to hang out with me today, how has your day been? I hope you're good. Hi, Jessica. So great to see you back here. And Love Wins and Julianne. I love the way you spell your name, Julianne Monistine. Oh, Monistine. I hope I'm not murdering your name, but I love it. Love it. Love, love, love. Hi, Marcia. Hey, girl. How you doing? How you keeping? So, we are here to continue the conversation. In my last video, we were talking about um, hello, puppy love. And my last video, we were discussing the Invictus Games coming to the UK. And I must admit, I'm a little bit of a starer. So I have enjoyed going to the spaces and just staring, getting everyone wound up. And everyone's like, get out of here. What are you talking about? Invictus Games is never coming to the UK. I'm like, the Invictus Games, to wind them up a little bit, I have said the Invictus Games is coming to the UK in 2027, even though I voted for it to go to Washington. Yeah, just to have a little bit of fun, because I do think people are not looking properly at the two individuals that we're fans of. And because with majority of us in who are fans of Harry and Meghan are women, which is the nurturing side of women, just want to bring them in, take care of them and protect them and make sure that they're fine, which is great. But like the stubborn children that they are just going to do what is necessary to live their lives to the full. If you look at Megan, her ethos is to explore her potential in life and explore it to the fullest. And they would not let anything get in the way of that. In fact, for the both of them, they are very uncompromising when it comes to that. So, um, a lot of us are going to have to get shock absorbers on when they start making moves that we don't necessarily agree with. I heard Raquel says, I heard it gets heated in spaces. Yes, over the stupidest things as well. There was a very, very serious argument. Ju- Um, I was listening to one in absolute amazement. There was a very serious argument because people were arguing about whether Harry and Meghan were going to get the military welcome, where the soldiers line up outside of the plane and they go onto the red carpet and they salute them and I think they unfurl a flag. uh, and people were arguing and arguing and arguing. We know nothing right now. We are in the same position. We are in the same position as the British press. We know exactly nothing. The information we got from the Ministry of Defense in Nigeria. So why we would be arguing so vehemently about something we have no idea about? And this is the other thing, right? That I wanted to throw into the conversation, right? So, for all intents and purposes, Harry and Meghan's situation is unique. Although people have stepped away from the British royal family, they have not actually been able to get up and like live their lives properly and to the full the way Harry and Meghan are intent on doing. So you would have thought that an organization as old as the British royal family would sit down and actually draft be a set of rules. Like when you're working for a reputable company, you do get um, certain clauses in your contract which demand exclusivity or non competition or what have you, right? Why was not instead of trying to force Harry back to the royal family, the better approach would have been for them to find devise a way that they could all exist because the sky is wide enough for everyone to fly, right? So they could have drafted terms and conditions that I'm sure Harry and Meghan would have happily agreed with to say, right, okay, if you're going to go to foreign countries, this is what we expect you to do because you are no longer royals. So make it clear, make it very, very clear. In fact, come with your own dancing band to let the people that you're going to visit know that you're not coming on behalf of the royal family. Send out circulars when you're traveling so that the media houses know that you are not representing the royal family. Do whatever, just set out the ground rules so that it's clear, right? So that it doesn't have to be vitriolic is as this, like trying to force them back to the royal family by making sure that they muddy their own waters so that they cannot exist outside of the royal family. It's not something that is going to work. It's just not. It's just not. And it's very childish. It has worked for them in the past, though. Um, with Fergie, with Edward, I think are the two commonly known abdicators, should I say, of the royal family that I can think about. And so they thought it would work for Harry and Meghan. Did they look at Meghan? Does she look like someone? You only have to look at Meghan's face. As pleasant as it is, you can see that she's not someone who can be pushed around. So they only had to look at her to know that she was not someone who could be pushed around. Puppy Love says, I'm so sorry that that information was made public and so early. We should have only known when they were there. I think then they will be accused of being secretive. And then the word treason would have been thrown around, just like um, Piers Morgan has attempted to do. Vonzola says, is it true that Birmingham is bankrupt? This is what I have heard. This is what I have heard that Birmingham went bankrupt. And there is actually an article on the Guardian, in the Guardian, talking about how Birmingham City Council ended up in financial crisis and the timeline. So there were a lot of questions which emerged about how they got to the point of bankruptcy. Yeah. I'm not sure about that, Wheezy. They excluded Meghan on purpose from the Sandringham summit. The monarchy acted in bad faith from the beginning. Uh, I forgot what I was saying that you were responding to, you know. Um, let me see this. I think they thought they could push her around. She closed the TIG. She worked without salary. She allowed them to change the script on Suits. They also knew she was suicidal and kept pushing. Mm, right. Because she believed them, right? So they kept thinking, and then that they could push her around, and she believed them. So they thought, oh, yeah, she'll go along with whatever. And they're so overly impressed with the sense of their own importance that they didn't realize that the time there is a line she would not go over. Because most white women, let's say in the UK, would not go over that line. They would go along with whatever because it's the royal family. A lot of people would. And Lady Rose says, spill the beans. Kathy Gabby, it was up to the Nigerians to release the info, not the IG team, but it would be the same no matter what. Yep. And I don't think that there's no way for them to, I think they can only do that when they are working with their own projects, like, uh, what was it now? The Sensibale polo match. We literally only knew a day or two before the event was going to take place. But when they're working with a foreign government, it's actually even better that everything has happened the way it has, because then they're going to be able to see where all the issues are. This is going to be like a test run for future trips to other foreign governments on behalf of Invictus. So so I think it's better for them that they actually released it ahead of time, although it gives the royal family and the toxic British media an opportunity to put ahead of them as many obstacles as possible. That's fine. At least on their part, they have shown willing to go ahead to do this. And if the British royal family decide to go, I was even thinking to myself, because you remember I told you guys that I'm Nigerian. So I was thinking, is Nigeria strong enough not to buckle under pressure from the British royal family? I don't know. I don't know. Because the very worst that could happen is that they could make the Nigerian government cancel the trip altogether. But I don't think that will be happening, because the current president in Nigeria is looking for as many foreign investors as possible. And the um, insecurity in the country is something that they are struggling with. So this will give them a perfect reason to look into it, to apply resources to that particular sector, which will end up benefiting the rest of Nigeria as well. So, and the military men in Nigeria have been engaged in frequent clashes with, albeit not a full out war, but with different groups which have been involved with, um should I call it kidnapping and all sorts of things across Nigeria. So this is a perfect opportunity for them to tighten up. Yep, tighten up, and to look into resources for military men, because a lot of those men who get involved in the missions to round up the perpetrators of those crimes come back injured. And this is a perfect opportunity for them to improve the healthcare facilities that take care of these men. So, clearly, the UK government want to use IG to rehabilitate their bad image. The focus needs to be on the veterans. Sorry, Mr. Mercer. uh, Thank you, Terry Carver. Megan rocks. Where is Kate? KP avoids this query. Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow that is going to that already has this on my thumbnail. Where is Kate? Where is Kate? Where is Kate? 147 days and counting. Where is Kate? The Nigerian visit stopped the silly stories that Casey is too busy and doesn't have time for Harry. Despite this, today there were stories about Harry cannot stay in the palace, has to use a hotel. Who wants to even stay in their drafty, smelly castles? Just because it's called a castle doesn't mean it's comfortable. But they're the ones who even are so overwhelmed by the idea that, oh my God, you can stay in the castle. Harry's been staying in the castle all this while. What good did it do him? Hello, Elaine. How you been? Been such a while. Good to see you. Anyway, we continue before I get lost in my own chatter. See, I'm getting very comfortable with this now. I do know I'm talking without notes. Before now, when I start my videos, I have everything scripted to the full stop to make sure I don't forget everything because I'm literally scared out of my mind about everything that I want to say. Anyway, look at me praising myself. Ah, vanity. Anyway, so the conversation around Prince Harry and Meghan's trip to Nigeria continues with Di Davis, who was once responsible for protecting the royal family, who says it's strange that the Duke of Sussex constantly raises the risk of coming to the UK, but plans to visit one of the world's most dangerous countries. Well, hello, they're offering security. And this story that followed this one confirms that point. They said Harry and Meghan in African scandal as security will be paid for by Nigeria, where 87 million people are in poverty. So, did Nigerian people tell you that they were complaining? They certainly believe that you have to spend money to get money. So, what's your problem? What is your problem? Anyway, they also complained that even though it's not a royal tour, Harry and Meghan would somehow be breaking protocol. What protocol? If you read the body of the article, all they're saying is that Harry and Meghan are not going to be, they're going to dress in Nigeria the same way they dressed when they went to South Africa. Very casual and laid back. Uh, Sussex, thank you, Sussex love. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It says, no, that's your way of keeping your level of excellence, Wheezy, and we appreciate it. You know, we're family, so you're more relaxed now. That's why you don't need as many notes. That's so true. I'm so much more relaxed. I can identify a lot of the people who are Sussex friendly fans. I definitely know the hotspots. That's for sure. When I first started, I was kicking the hornet's nest every week. And people told me all about it in the comment section and in the chat. Like, it was so funny. I know you're laughing about my statement. Yes, yes, yes. Niger people gave it to me. We're not weak-minded people. We can take the heat. UK need to stop their dictatorship. We will give them water, water. Water. Okay, guys, as people are going to be coming to Nigeria, I need to do a video about the people who are thinking about going to Nigeria. 6 things you need to know before going to Nigeria. Okay, you need to know the lingo. And Lady Rose has just given us one here. Woto. Say after me. Woto. Let me tell you the true character of the average Nigerian. So, the average Nigerian is a very firm, strong person. Why? Because generally life is tough in Nigeria and you need to be strong in order, strong mentally. I'm not meaning physical strength to be able to cope with a lot of the situations. For instance, the people in the UK could not cope with 75% of the things that people in Nigeria have to cope with, like the frequent power interruption, for instance, frequently, and having to get yourself your own power supply. You literally have to become your own local government, and do not even think that you want to go to Nigeria and complain about every little thing. No, take care of yourself by yourself. That's what happens in Nigeria. So if you've got your own home in Nigeria, then be prepared to be your own local government. But in terms of the lingo, woto means you will give them a tough time. You give them what the English people call what for. And what would the equivalent slang of that be in America? Give the English people say what for? Tell you all about yourself in 2 seconds flat. They don't even think about it. It's like they've got an extra battery beneath their very polite veneer. The minute you cross the boundaries, they will change. They'll call it. They will say they change it for you. They changed. Switch. Omo Lara Judah, how are you? They switch. Jessica says, I love Nigerian fashions and dance movements. I am so looking forward to seeing a lot of both. Yes. One thing that Nigerian people do well is entertainment. And they yeah, they really love fashion. They love to dress up properly. Even the person who is not that wealthy, they are very concerned about how they present themselves. My fashion dropped 50% when I came to the UK because mm, in Nigeria, we're just very more conscious. And every time I have to travel to Nigeria, I have to go shopping. I have to go shop in shopping to be presentable in Nigeria. And so, 6 things you need to know if you're thinking about going to Nigeria. Number one, make sure that you get your mosquito repellent. You know how some people, the mosquito repellent, not even the sunscreen. The sunscreen is important, but you have to get your mosquito repellent, and which you will use morning, afternoon, and night. No, just kidding. Afternoon and in the evening. But if you know that you're not going to be home by evening, use it from the morning. When you go to Nigeria, be humble. Don't think that I'm educated and the rest of the people are not educated. Someone who doesn't look like it will probably have more degrees than you, and they carry themselves so casually you would never even know it. Be humble. Very, very, very educated set of people. If you come at them sideways, they put you straight away. Straight away. They do not take mess. They don't even have time for it. Listen, they've got so many more issues than you. Trust me, they're not even interested. And whatever you think you have, whatever you think you have, you've got people in Nigeria who live a lot better, because the way they are set up, it allows for them to have things like you don't have the opportunity to have abroad easily, like help, drivers, housemaids, gatemen, living a very luxurious living accommodation. They have a, I wouldn't say the average Nigerian, but at least the averagely, at least if you've got a degree, half the time you'll be able to live well and have the kind of help that I'm talking about. And that means that the women also take the time to dress very, very well. Very well. So if you think you're going to Nigeria, so you're going to dress down because you're going to be surrounded by people who are looking miserable, like those charity organization adverts, you think you've thought wrong. By the time you go there, they are going to tell you, just one look will tell you about yourself, and you'll be forced to run back into your own home. Anyway, let me keep going. So the next complaint was from Maureen. So guys, you know who we refer to as Maureen, right? So Richard by day, Maureen by night. And he says, so what did he say? He had this to say. So instead of pretending to be roles in Nigeria, Harry and Meghan should address the scandal they're embroiled in elsewhere in Africa. The rest of the story was hidden behind a paywall. I am certainly not going to be paying for a Daily Mail story, so I let that go. But I read, uh, they have to tend to have the same talking points, and I read the rest of the story somewhere else, right? And um, I read the rest of the story somewhere else, and it was just really all about the African parks. I tell you what I found interesting though. It was this comment beneath the story, okay, that I found on the Daily Mail page. When I scrolled down, I found this comment, and it seems like that person that Archewell hired is has started doing the job, because they left this comment, which was a very informed comment. They said 2 points here. First, they're going to Nigeria because Archwell Foundation recently backed girls' education and health in Nigeria, collaborating with the Gianco Foundation to send school supplies and menstrual products to students. Through our partnership, AWF has supported menstrual health education for 2,500 girls in the region, addressing critical needs and contributing to long term sustainable solutions in their lives. Second, with regard to African parks, the African Parks Board has commissioned an independent investigation by a London based legal firm, Omnia Strategy, in partnership with two specialist human rights legal counsels from Doughty Street Chambers to investigate all the allegations. While we understand the desire for expediency, it is a priority that the investigation is done in conformity with applicable international standards and best practices. I was just moving towards that because I just remembered that I didn't put the troll spray on for the second part of the video, and one came through. Just a second while I do that now. And put the troll spray on. Just a second. I am just doing this thing. Uh, yep. Troll spray now on. Okay, great. Right. Troll spray now on. Okay, so right. So they seems like the person that they hired in the UK is going around and dropping um, truth bombs in the comment section because this person has given very factual information and has spoken as though they are actual staff leaving the comment. So we'll see. The next issue that the toxic British media have with Harry and Meghan is that they're accusing Harry and Meghan of possibly damaging, they didn't even say possibly. They said Harry and Meghan accused of damaging royal family's ties to the Commonwealth. So if Meghan's maternal home is Nigeria, she is not to go to Nigeria because seriously, they are sounding more and more unhinged as the day goes by. And now that all of this talk and everyone piling in and piling on is was definitely going to make everything boil over. And to dramatize it, they needed an actor who would speak the words to a camera. But the problem they're having is that Piers Morgan and Dan Wooten have lost their platforms. So, what are they going to do? I tell you what they're going to do. They got another one of the people who have the interests of the Sun newspaper, the Murdoch newspaper at heart. They have Kevin McKenzie. So I was watching Barron's yesterday and he played the video. So there's no need for me to play that video again because a lot of people have seen it. But did you guys know that Kelvin McKenzie, he is a good pal of Piers Morgan. In fact, he was with Piers Morgan from the very beginning of the phone hacking scandal. He was so when they couldn't find anyone of the same level of platform as Dan Wooten or Piers Morgan, they dragged him out from the crypt where he has been hiding to add his 2 cents, to put out the message. They, they are very Schrodinger in the way that they're even dealing with the issue. First of all, they complain, they say they don't want Megan to come to the UK. He says, okay, kiss you later. And then they say, well, why won't she come to the UK to wave at us at least? Hello? Hello? Are you suffering from the crazies? What do you mean? So I was went down this rabbit hole just checking into some of the things that Kelvin McKenzie has said. And on the right of the screen is one of the things he has said. Do you know? Remember how I said to you that he had been with Piers Morgan from the beginning? They were both at the Sun together in those days. I think when Piers Morgan was at News of the World, Kelvin McKenzie was editor with the Sun. So just listen to this where he says Kelvin McKenzie today expressing his disappointment that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle kept their relationship private for so long. This was in November 16. Said that's my main concern. Aren't our tabloids titans going through dustbins anymore? I long for the days when you'd read about a royal shag before it had happened. Surely we can't rely on Putin to supply all the secrets. Can you imagine? A hacker and is not even ashamed of it. Anyway, so he's busy here, and someone did a very good summary. They said Kelvin McKenzie let the cat out of the bag on GB News, making it clear that the British press are desperate to have Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, in the UK. But after years of headlines about Meghan being unwelcome here, they're sending mixed messages to say the least. Meanwhile, Princess Meghan seems to have completely moved on. While she still supports UK charities, she appears to have no interest in ever returning to the UK. Meanwhile, the Byline Times, in timely fashion, they came out with this article. I think it was on Tuesday or so, where they said Murdoch Empire hacked politicians for commercial gain and hid evidence. So, in preparation for the trial in January, they are going through all the evidence that has been released from the Levinson 2 inquiry, and they discovered that police found an the documents that the police found in the underfloor safe in Rebecca Brooks' private dressing room was filled with hard drives and computers with thousands of emails from executives and journalists. Thousands. And the next sub story that they had was, this one on the screen where it says Prince Harry must show willingness to heal royal family rift, claims commentator. What if he doesn't want to heal the rift? What if he doesn't want to heal the rift, right? GB News alongside Dan Wooten are especially pained because apart from the lawsuit, they also blame Meghan for Dan Wooten losing his job, right? The love part, they have this love-hate relationship with Meghan. So the love part is that they love to see the engagement that mentioning her name in the news or on any of their articles brings to their platforms. And so they will continue until they are forced to do so. On the other hand, they don't like her. So they'll continue to do so really until they are forced to stop. Luckily for Harry and Meghan, they have a lot of support around them and they're taking very good care of their mental health. Anyway, Daily Mail picked up the story and they said why Harry and Meghan should beg for forgiveness from Kate. Huh? Beg for forgiveness? Anyway, Christopher Boozy had this to say. This is unhinged, even for the Daily Mail. These nincompoops really think Meghan belongs to them, like she is some sort of indentured servant. Puppy love, good night. You say you have work in the morning, so let me bid you all good night. Thank you for being here. See you next time, okay? All right. And I'm sure you've seen this story making the rounds. US Weekly was busy spitting the truth before the day before yesterday. In a way, it's a repetition of the Robson Johnson story, where he said that William has always was surprised at the level of success that the Invictus Games achieved. And following and how much investment people made in terms of finances and the number of governments that got involved. Anyway, they followed that article up with the one on the right, which basically says if William and Kate want space, they're going to get space. And I just loved it. I loved it. Well, we before we continue, I would like to remind you guys that you can support my channel by joining the memberships on my channel. If you're ready to take your support for Harry and Meghan content on my channel to the next level, I've got something special for you. As many of you know, my journey into content creations started with a passion for sharing updates and insights about the royal couple, especially when the book that Prince Harry wrote, dropped. It was such a pleasure to break it down and do a full review as I did earlier in my journey. It's not on this channel, and I will bring it back um, when I can. But now it's evolved into something much bigger, a mission to make a difference, not just in the world of entertainment, but in the lives of those around me. Mm, I am also gearing up for the Invictus Games 2025, a journey that requires financial resources. So the membership will definitely help with that. And this is where you come in. So, by joining my exclusive YouTube membership club, you will gain access to amazing perks and benefits, but you will also be supporting in helping me achieve my dreams about making a positive impact in the world. So, the first level of membership is 4.99, and what you get is the patron chat is prioritized. You get member milestone chats, you get channel badges, you get a patron shout out every now and then. And then you get the second level of membership, which is mainly the one I had other YouTubers, content creators in mind when I was creating this second level, because it's got everything you might need in the first level, plus the channel spotlight rotation that I do on my channel. And they are going to be sponsored member contests and giveaways, which you will have exclusive access to and exclusive content. So support my channel and by joining one of the various levels of membership. Okay. As I have also mentioned, one of my personal desires is to be able to set up a charity. Who knows? I might even be able to collaborate with Harry and Meghan, or Harry and Meghan's representatives down the line, because the idea is to open up a channel for smoother import and export from my state to within the other states in Nigeria, and within and between Nigeria and other countries. So international and internal export. import and export. So that would be great if people could join my channel so that I can get things moving, and I will take you along as I go on the journey. How about that? Anyway, let me see. Uh, so, guys, today is Princess Charlotte's birthday. Princess Charlotte's ninth birthday. And guess where her father is? Yep, he is at a football game. Football. I say football. If I could share a screenshot, I would show you. Isabella, can you share a link for folks to be able to join? Oh, okay, sure. Um, let me get the link. It's just a second and just getting the membership link. Here you go. This is the link to join the membership of the channel. And it will take you through the various levels in the channel, the various levels of membership, and you choose which one you want. You're not forced to join either one. Yeah. Let me see. I'm just checking the link out to see where it takes you. Yes, so it takes you to the membership page. Right. So his team lost. Oh no. Oh no. 1960 says they forced Harry and Meghan out. They ran for their lives. Now Kate is missing, and who actually knows what happens to her? What happened to her? Harry is going to keep Meghan very far away from that evil family. Right. And didn't they release another old picture pretending it's a new one taken by Kate? Yep. Apparently, this photograph was supposed to. Well, some people were saying it's an old photograph. I don't know. I don't know. But I tell you that what Kensington House have said, hold on. What Kensington Palace have said is that from now on they are going to be controlling the photographs that they share with people. They're not going to be sharing their photographs with the international community anymore. They will only they would only share their photographs through Kensington Palace's platforms, so that no one can hold them accountable for sharing photoshopped photos. So from now on, there's no way of actually knowing or even complaining about it. They don't want to be held accountable. Instead of changing the way they do things to repair their reputation, they have now doubled down and say, "Well, we are the king and the queen. Well, we are the future king and the queen. So we are not going to." Ooh, uh, thank you, thank you, Love Wins Movement, for joining and becoming a new member. Thank you very much. I am really grateful for that. And um oh wow. I got finished with that and moved on. Thank you so much for joining. Really happy about that. We'll send you a link. I will send you a link very soon. Um, so what you've got is them now saying that they're not going to be sharing their photographs with the international press anymore. Any photos that they share, they're going to share solely to their own platforms. So what does that tell you? Little Max says Goldilocks is becoming more North Korean by the day. He is going to learn and it's going to be the hard way. And I love to see it. I love to see it. Yep. I love to see it. I love to see it. And Kathy says, yeah, right. Until they see the Sussex's photos all over the globe and get jealous. That is another point. I can't take that away either. I agree with you. I agree. Omolara says, I be Lagos babe. Ah, welcome, oh. Welcome. Are you in Lagos, Omolara? Are you in Lagos or are you in Abuja? Are you going to be able to in fact we should chat. Send me your email address so that I know how to contact. Oh, you're in London. Okay. I am looking for squaddies on ground in Nigeria so that they can feed me the information because I I want to be one of the first people reporting. I am so looking forward to seeing all the fashions. Sussex Love says, wow, Gwen, you're probably regrettably right. What? 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 I'm not minding my business. Yeah, he can't hide behind Harry anymore. Yep, yep, absolutely. Everything he does, he now has to be totally accountable for. Right. So how can we help the Sussexes in this battle? As you know, today is Spotlight Thursday. Um, we are still talking on Spotlight Thursday. We take it upon ourselves to subscribe to the channels that we are interested in on this channel. So we remain interested in the Invictus Games Nigeria. We've got 368 people on this live. So please go ahead to go join the Invictus Games Nigeria, the the Nigerian Invictus Games channel. The link to their channel I have dropped in the chat. Invictus Games Nigeria channel. At the moment, they only have 142 subscribers. Let us go ahead to subscribe to their channel um, because if you don't know anything about Nigerians, know that they do too much. So all the news they are going to be is going to be flowing through their YouTube channel. So go ahead. All the news from when Harry and Meghan go to Nigeria will be flowing through the YouTube channel. So let's go ahead to subscribe to the Invictus Games Nigerian YouTube channel. For everybody else who has subscribed, don't feel pressure as I make this announcement. Thank you very much for already subscribing. Hi, Elaine. Thank you for subscribing. Jessica says, I know it's selfish, but I would love to see Megan wearing Nigerian fashion, including the gele head attire. At this point, do you think Megan is even going back to America? By the time those women get hold of her, they will feed her, hug her and hug her. I don't, it will be almost too much for Harry to even see his wife after 3 days. He's going to have to pay bride price before he can see his wife. He's going to, they will tell him that you didn't pay bride price, so she's not fully your wife. So you have to pay bride price before you can take her back with you to America. If you want to see a ginger turn red, tell him he can't take his wife with him when he's leaving your country. Thank you, Lady Rose. Thank you for subscribing. Lady Rose, can you imagine when those older Nigerian men will tell Harry that he married their daughter, but he didn't pay bride price? He can't take his wife when he's going back to Nigeria, to America, sorry. That is likely to be what will happen. That will be one of the first things they will tell him when they get there, albeit jokingly. Like, you married our daughter, but you didn't pay bride price. Okay, so for those people who don't even know what I'm talking about, when most Nigerians get married, they have to do the traditional marriage. They have to do the traditional marriage, and part of the traditional marriage ceremony means that you have to pay something they call bride price. Oh, Sussex Love, thank you very much. You're a new member. Thank you so much. And the you have to pay the bride price. It's usually so for some the bride price it depends on where you come from. There is no set amount. It all depends on the kind of the tribe you come from and the part of Nigeria you come from. Okay. But nowadays, people it tends to be a nominal amount, like £5, for instance. £5. It's just a bride price, which means it doesn't mean that you are buying the person, but it does mean that it does mean that the man will be able to say, I have legitimately married my wife. And in those days, when you're doing the traditional marriage ceremony, the number of cows you bring shows how much you value your wife. So if they tell you, when you're about to get married, one of the first things you do is that you go to the family and as a man you go to the family and you say, I saw a precious flower in your garden and I would like to pluck her. The older men, they have so much enjoyment about this process because this is literally all they have worked all their days for. So they sit down and they eagerly anticipate the time when their daughters are going to get married. And then when the young man comes, then they give him this list. Okay, you're going to buy cows, you're going to buy goats, you're going to buy yams, pots in those pots, um all sorts of things, salt, pepper, like little things, that you use to set up your home with. In those days, it used to be a full list of what the bride needs to take with her when she is going to her husband's house. And it's almost a lorry full, like a bed. She has to take with her, the big cooking pots for when you're having, they used to cook outside of the homes those days with firewood underneath. So they call them agbada pots. And and agbada pot, and then the other cooking pots, and then the bed sheets and the curtains, and like literally everything you will find in the house, because the whole idea those days is that when you're getting married, you're both moving into your home together. So you come with your own stuff. And when the man is coming, they give him the list and they say, young man, now, this is your test to find out whether you're actually ready to get married. If you cannot afford these things, then you're not ready to get married. So the number of goats, and so if they a man who really loves his wife and really values his wife, when they tell him to bring one goat, for instance, he will bring seven goats. And if you say bring one cow, they will bring seven cows, just like that. So it's just a load of fun. But the traditional marriage is a legally recognized marriage in Nigeria. So I know he's going to meet that question, and he better, anyone knows Harry, better tell him. Belize, and DJB. When my brother got married to his fiancée from Ghana, we had to show up with our checkbooks. LOL. We were shocked when her father told us we had to pay him $35 for her hand in marriage. Yeah. It's this $35 you're talking about. It's very serious, they take it very, very seriously. Very, very seriously, because to them it is their birthright as the fathers, and that money does not belong to the father of the bride alone. It belongs to the it belongs to all the family members, like all the men in the family, because they're all the fathers. Vonzola Adams, my and I Harry would not have a problem. No, I'm not saying that he would. I'm not saying that he would have a problem. I'm just joking. Wait, let me speak Nigerian for you. Person no they play with tuna. You just take everything so seriously. Belize, and JB. He says we were shocked because her mom was the queen of their tribe. Were you expecting it to be more? Is that what you're saying? Were you expecting it to be more? Because nowadays most families, you remember how I said, oh, you said yes. Okay. Remember how I said that a lot of families, that the bride price depends on the family you come from and the particular tribe. And that's because a lot of families used to charge exorbitant amounts for the bride price, but that in its own turn caused a lot of problems, because it then now made men, everybody is not the same. So some men started to believe that they were actually really buying the person, like slaves were being bought. And so when they marry the women, they begin to maltreat the woman in the home. So over time, that practice of collecting exorbitant bride prices from the suitors of their daughters has significantly reduced. So nowadays, okay, Von Zola Adams. Okay, I get you. So that practice has completely stopped. Now they just ask the man for a symbolic amount, like $5 or $3, And that's just to represent the amount of care that the parents have taken of this their daughter, this their flower that you're coming to pluck from their garden. And oh, I am Sam. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your super sticker. Really grateful. Thank you. Ooh, Vonzola. Harry is always saying, my wife and I, yep, yep, yep. Can you imagine? No, they wouldn't even be able to say that. Well, they would say it. I trust Nigerian. They're all older men and women who will be having meetings with Harry and Meghan. So I trust them to be able to say it, but they will all be joking with him. And so Kathy says, so what does the mother of the bride get? What are the women's roles in marriage contract bride price? So the women's, so remember how I said that the suitor is given a list. So the in the list there will be things that are for the women as well. Like they will ask them to buy, like the wrappers for the women, salt, cooking utensils, and the women's roles they take over the marriage ceremony. They do the preparation for everything, all the planning, all the preparing the brides for marriage. Of course, the fathers do talk to their daughters as well, but it's mainly the women who prepare their daughters for their marriage, and the preparation of the brides, their daughters for marriage doesn't end after the marriage ceremony. It continues until they die, really, for most responsible homes. Yes. Um. All right. So we are done with Nigeria Unconquered. The next one is I need I am preparing to host sponsored quizzes after we are done with the archetypes quiz. And one of the sponsors says they will do it if I have 1,000 followers on my Instagram page. So I need to build that page up. So if you don't mind, I am just going to drop the link to my Instagram page in the chat, and I will be grateful if you could take the time to go follow the Instagram page so that we can get these sponsored quizzes going after we are done with the current season of archetypes. Okay, please go ahead to follow that one. Right. Have you ever watched a Nigerian wedding? Have any of you watched a Nigerian wedding? A Lottie says, Wheezy, are you married? I am a widow. I'm a widow. I'm not married anymore. I used to be, but my husband has passed away. And this is it. Absolutely. William is definitely the dim bulb. They projected that image onto Harry instead. Yeah, for sure. That's for sure. And do you know what? A lot of people in the UK almost still believe that messaging that they put out because it was so prevalent from when they were young. And I think that's part of the reason why William is so mad because now everybody knows that he's not that bright. Yeah, okay. Um, All right. I will find you. I will find you one. I think I can find you a CD of one of my siblings' wedding ceremony on CD. I will. I will find it for you before the very shortly. And yes, Portia Gobadia's Nigerian wedding is a good one to also watch. I think is it on YouTube? Let me see. I'm on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. Portia Gobadia. That was actually a good representation of Portia Gobadia's wedding. It was very extra, but it was a good representation of what a Nigerian wedding is like. Nigerians are extra anyway. Oh, thank you. It's been quite a while now, so I'm okay. I'm okay. Lottie says, "I'm sorry, Wizzy. I'm also a widow. My husband has also passed away. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss." Uh, it's okay. Um, Nigerian weddings are good fun though. A good fun. And the older you are, the better because you can get away with everything. I love it that I've gotten older now because I can get away with everything. Everything. I was married twice. My first marriage was a ridiculous, me being ridiculous, and it didn't even last a year. But my second marriage was the one where I lost my husband. Harry was in advanced classes suffering with dyslexia. And okay. Uh, dyslexia. Lottie setting hunt. So, how are you guys doing with the Instagram page? Are you gone there? Are you going there? Will you do it? Will you not? Should we move on to the next one? Angel Lee says, I really believe William wants to take the Invictus Games away from Prince Harry. If he could, he would. If he could, he has shown that if he could, he would. He has shown that. Uh, One of the people in the UK that understand it was just projection is James O'Brien. He said it quite clearly on the show that the royal family problem was that Meghan and Harry just did everything much better. I saw that clip. I saw that clip. So, yeah. So do you remember how I was talking about these are the people? I think you can begin to see them. It's just that the other voices in the media are louder, but there are people trying to make a change from within the UK. It's just that they're so much louder. The other people are so much louder. And so it's quite annoying. But we'll keep trying. Thank you very much, Sugar Plum. Shit, thank you very much. 1960. Thank you. Hello, Rachel. How are you? You okay? Hope you're good. Okay, so woo! I love this. Lady Rose, my son just said you are beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Lady Rose is very beautiful. Not her skin is so smooth, and her eyes are just very sparkling, beautiful. She's very gorgeous. Thank you, Elaine. Thank you. All right. And let's look at Lady Rose. See what I mean? Completely wrinkle free. Her hair is gorgeous. And you know what? She is so funny. So, guys, I'm going to drop Lady Rose's link in the chat. Ooh, hold on. If you've ever watched any of her videos, she is hilarious. She is absolutely hilarious, and she just tells it like it is about what's going on in this space. If any of the journalists are watching her channel, they would be so hurt because she does not take it easy on them at all. But she said it in such a funny way. um, Mrs. Lady Rose's link is now in the chat. Let's go and follow her channel. Her channel used to discuss all sorts of things on her channel, but she's talking primarily now about Harry and Meghan. And then she's also house hunting. So she is sharing the vlogs from when she goes to view houses. Lady Rose, what did you think about the last house? I didn't see your own commentary of what you thought about the house in the video. Maybe I didn't watch it. That is the new house tour, house hunting adventure number 5. What did you think the about that house? I love the basement, and the house is very spacious. Gwen Daniel says everything William touches goes to. Ah, I was about to say how funny Lady Rose is. Her channel is hilarious. Her videos are hilarious. I fell off my couch. I knew she completely took me by surprise. And she does that all the time because you have this very serious way of saying very funny things. I, I just you just crack me up. Oh, Wizzy, I appreciate you. Black don't crack. I'm turning 39 this November. You look good, girl. You look very, very good. You look very, very good. Did you hear someone saying that you look beautiful? Looks like some matchmaking is about to happen in the chat. I love to see it. Although she's got over although she's got over 1000 subscribers, but because of the other things that she was talking about, she needs to get her channel up to over 2000 subscribers just so that she can get the sufficient views on her videos. Right now, her videos, the views are gradually increasing. The last one was, let me see, last one was today, was just 143 views. But several before that were 600, 400. So it's gradually increasing. Uh, s- I didn't pick the home everyone liked because it smelled bad. Really? Oh, wasn't there anything to be done about the smell? And were you worried about the air conditioner? Lady Rose says, I heard that from 1960s son. Okay. Uh, Marianne Morris, Isabella Banks, and Squaddies around the world. Just finished listening to your previous video. IG in Washington all the way. UK is still volatile for the successes. When they cough, the tabs get. I love that way of putting it. When they clear their throat, they get a tummy ache. Oh dear. It's amazing to see that they have this much power. And even when they're not, I was just imagining, like, okay, if they walked, just strolled along the road, headlines all around the world are reporting on it. Not to talk about when they do the simplest thing, like buy ice cream for their kids in a parade, reported all around the world. I am so happy that Megan has decided that she's going to be monetizing her the attention, because it would have been useless. Okay, if it wasn't. Um Cookies and Cream says Sir Pegalot is an ignoramus. He's incapable of doing anything constructive. Like, if he had a sincere project he was interested in, it would be evident. And to be fair, the only thing I've seen him remotely animatedly talking about is maybe the housing one. And perhaps it's because it was more his speed, like he could understand it. But when you're trying to do things like diplomacy in the Middle East, when you haven't even understood diplomacy with your own self, how is that going to work? Uh, y- Lady Rose said, "Yep, they removed the carpet, but the smell didn't lie." Oh no! Oh no! It smelled like someone died in there. Uh, I think a person got attacked in that home. Assassination. Ooh, that's really serious. Okay. Okay. So on to the next then. On to the next. Okay. All right, guys. So that's all I really have for this evening. Um, I think, now that you joined the group, let me see. Let me let's do one last one, okay? The last one would be Love Wins Movement. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, you are missing out on a channel that has great quality videos. So if you haven't subscribed to Love Wins Movements, it is another Sussex friendly channel that I recommend. Please go ahead to subscribe to her channel. She is on the journey to monetization and she is almost there. Let's get our community rich, richer, richest. Okay. Yes, I have. Sussex Global UK with Ivy. Yes, I did. W- Was there anything in particular you wanted to draw my attention to? I have. I've listened to Sussex Global UK with Ivy. Very kind of you. No, easy. I will never be monetizing. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. That's good of you. That is good of you. I listen to her every now and then. I do it on rotation. I do listen to the YouTube channels on rotation. I just haven't caught her on a live in recent times. I think after her brother passed away, I haven't listened to a live. So, but anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you, Elaine Parker, for being here. Really grateful. It's always fun and games when the OGs are here. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. So, guys, thank you for being here. That's all I have for this evening. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. But this is me done for the evening. Until next time, this is good night. And for those who want to drop off, you can go ahead to do so now. I'm just checking the comments for everyone that was here. Thank you very much, Love Wins Movement. We'll keep building your channel, even if you don't want to monetize it. And her channel is phenomenal. Okay, I'll listen again. And good night, Jessica. Thank you for being here. I loved your comments. You went silent. I hope my pushback wasn't too strong. I'm the type of person who encourages like conversation. So I don't just agree with you to agree with you. So come with your different views. We can deal with honest debate over here. You were cooking and eating. Okay, okay, all right. That's fine. All right, guys. See you all on the Sussex streets. Thank you, Sussex Love, for being here. Until next time, bye. Bye.